What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today I'll be showing you the games that got me top 1 in the triple draft tournament. Alright guys, so the first game is up against Clasher. Let's just quickly see what cards I picked. I go for the Nado here, then I go for the Rascals, I believe. No, I go for the Ghost here. Then we go for the Demolisher. We take the Inferno Tower, we go for the Wizard here. We take the Firecracker as well. And we get the Fireball, which is in my opinion the best spell in this mode. We take the Fireball. Here I decided to go for the Graveyard because I had some good synergy. The only problem was a Firecracker, so I had to keep in mind that I cannot use it as freely as I would want to. But overall, our deck was pretty solid. Okay, I go for the Ghost here, and he just plays his Bowler for it. Go for my Demolisher here. Here I get a good Wizard. I believe he also goes for the XE here, right? Yeah, I feel like that was a bit of an overcommitment because the Wizard almost kills the XE. I get a good Firecracker here. I play the Inferno Tower up top and we perfectly defend. Here I go for the Ghost because I don't want him to activate the King. If he gets an early King Tower activation, it will be game over for me. Here he messes up the cannon placement, doesn't get the King Tower, and then messes up the Dart Goblin placement. So I get a free shot on the tower. So that puts us in the lead. Here I know that he's pretty low on elixir and he doesn't have any buildings, so I go in here with my Demolisher and my Graveyard, and it was a really good graveyard here, as you can see. I get a ton of damage, and this was all the damage that I got or that I needed to win this game. As you can see here, he was up by like 3 elixirs, so he should have gone for his piggies, and then I would have taken some damage because all I could do was near them to the King Tower. But instead, he decides to activate the King with the Executioner, and I'm able to defend flawlessly with just the Wizard and the Nado. Again, he's forced to defend my Wizard because he cannot take any more damage, so he goes for the Cannon here. Again, that was a bad cannon in my opinion because he has nothing for my Demolition now if I want to go in. Okay, I go in again because he doesn't have any building. Here I go for the Firecracker. Get as much chip as I can. I get a good nade here, as you'll see. We kill the Dart Goblin, we get damage on the tower. Here he decides to go aggressive, and here I just Fireball. If I didn't Fireball there and he would have frozen on time, he could have gotten a ton of damage, but I don't know, I just anticipated him having something and I went for the Fireball. Here I go in again. I get a good Firecracker here, trying to get as much chip as I can. The Firecracker also gets damage. I go for a good Ghost here, kills the Dart Goblin, and I get a good Inferno Tower. Now I just need some more damage and fireballs to win the game. I'm just looking for an opportunity to fireball the tower. I get a good Wizard here and get a Graveyard down. I know here I can fireball everything. He allows me to, so I go for the Firecracker here first. Then I can fireball both the XE and the Dart Goblin. It was a really good fireball, and because the Firecracker hit, I just need now one more fireball to win the game. He goes for the piggies and I play my Inferno, defend those. He also freezes, it doesn't matter. I go for my Demolisher, and then I believe we cycle back to the fireball to win the game. Go for the ghost, go for the graveyard, and then fireball. Okay, I just did the graveyard on the Kinta and went for the fireball to win. So that was game 1. Let's hop on to the next match. Alright guys, the second game was up against Antique, and he's actually a top ladder player. I've seen him on top ladder. He's a pretty good player. Let's see. Here I was wondering which card he'll take. and I was anticipating either the hog or the goblin barrel. I go for the piggies, which is in my opinion one of the best win conditions in this mode. I go for the bomb tower as well because I need to have a building for the hog. We go for the mega minion because we don't want him to take the firecracker. I believe he had the firecracker there, right? Wait. Yep. Because of the firecracker, we go for the mega minion here, and then I pick a cycle card. Then I go for the fireball, best spell in the game. Get a magic archer because he doesn't have any fireball. He doesn't have the fireball. Go for the cannon card as well. And I was wondering here, should I go for the Nido or the Snowball? But eventually I decided to go for the Tornado. And that was a pretty good decision, I believe. That really helped me a lot. Here I cycle my Ice Spirit to get to the Tornado because I don't want him to go for the Hog first play and just get some undeserved damage. Here I go for a nice Magic Archer, clipping both the skeletons, the tower, then killing the Fire Spirit, also hitting the Furnace and getting damage on the tower. So we go for the Cannon card and we get a good Tornado here. So we kill both the Furnace, the Hog, and the Kanaka survives. Here I was thinking about going for the Hogs, but decided not to, and that was the right decision because he did go for the minions. Now I do go for my Hogs, and he plays the Bomber plus Skeletons and the Barbara, right? Okay, he decides not to. Where as you can see, he's up by some elixir. So I was anticipating a Hog. I played the Bomb Tower, but that one skeleton, as you can see, it connected and it dealt a lot of damage. And the Bomber also got a hit, so I was not up by that much now. But I still knew that I had a pretty good matchup. I had the Tornado for the Hog, I had a building as well, and our Royal Hogs would get a lot of value. The Magic Archer could get a lot of value because if he wants to kill it, he has to spend lightning. Here I get a good fireball here, and then I believe I go for the cannon cart, right? Yes, I do go for the cannon cart here. Here I go for the hog, I believe. I go for the hogs here. And then I get a good magic archer here, as you guys will see. This was really important. He goes for the hog, but my magic archer it clips the minions and kills all of them. So that was really crucial. I go for my ice spirit here. The hog only gets one hit, and now he has to still play something for my magic archer, and he goes for his skeletons now. I just reset and go for my mega minion in the back. At this time, I didn't know if he had the lightning, but I knew he had a spell. But go for the hogs here, go aggressive, go for my magic archer. Again, we kill the furnace. Where I was pretty confident that I was gonna win this game. And then he goes for the hog plus the minion horde. But fortunately, I did have the fireball, so I defended that. But as you guys can see now, he's up by like 6-7 elixir, and yeah, he just decides to go in. I have to play this weird bomb tower. Unfortunately, I had the needles, so I could pull everything back into the bomb, get a good fire spirit, and play my magic archer like this. Because if I would have played it, let's say closer to the hog, the lightning would have hit it, and maybe he would have taken my tower. So that was really well played in the end. That was game number 2. Let's hop into the next match. Alright, guys, the final game was against Kaniki, and he is again a good top ladder player. He plays Mega Knight Prince, I believe. He's a pretty good player. Here I was just waiting a bit, deciding what to take, and then Skeleton Dragons recently did get a buff, so I decided to take them. I go for the Ice Spirit here, go for the Mini P.E.K.K.A, go for a Giant here. I could have went for the Goblin Giant as well, but Giant is in my opinion slightly better. Go for the Prince. Here I decided to take the Freeze to try to cheese him a bit. I go for an Ice Whiz as well, and we go for the arrows. So he decided to go Golem first play. First he goes for the Fire Spirit, then he goes for the Golem, I believe, right? Yes, he goes for the golem. Now, fortunately for me, I had the mini P.E.K.K.A, I had the prince, so I had a lot of DPS units. I was not worried. He goes for the rascals here, I believe. So I just arrows them, take them off the board, and he goes aggressive here with the lumberjack. But we do have our skeleton dragons, so we're not worried. I get a good fire spirit here that allowed the prince to get a hit on the rascal boy. He goes aggressive here, goes for the princess, goes for the fire spirit as well. I can just now play my ice Wiz here and be reset. I believe the ice Wiz gets me my damage back here with equal, I think. Okay, not really, but almost. Here I knew he was gonna go for his golem, so I decided to go aggressive with my mini pick up the giant. And I knew he couldn't defend because after playing 8 elixir, he didn't have enough elixir to defend. And now I knew that all I had to do was defend this golem. I get a good prince down. I waited because I knew he will play the lumberjack, and I wanted to kill the lumberjack first because if I would have played my prince earlier, then it would have gotten on the golem and the lumberjack would have killed the prince. Here I got super lucky because the prince actually charged back to the golem and also distracted the baby dragon. And as you can see, it was also distracting the princess. Here I knew I will let him get some damage, then go aggressive, and he actually decides to go for the lightning, and that was really aggressive. So I knew he cannot really defend this. He was down way too much elixir, and I have just way too much DPS. So I go for the prince at the pocket. Then all I have to do is freeze the tower, and I win the game. So I freeze. I was anticipating a lumberjack, but it doesn't really matter. And at this point, he gives up, and we take the win. We 3 crown at Kaneki, and that got me top 1 in the triple draft tournament. Here you go, guys. These were the last three games. First against Clasher, then Antique, and then Kaneki. And these games got me top 1 in the triple draft tournament in Clash Royale. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care, guys. Goodbye.